Welcome to another edition of the Dateline Downtown podcast. This is your host, Juan Hernandez. On today's show, we have a returning guest for the first time, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
We have Randy Canales on the phone this morning. How are you doing, Randy?
Hey, man, I'm doing good, doing good. It's been a while since I've been on the show, so I wanted to come on and give you guys a quick update.
It's been since, when was this? I guess November? Since November, December? Around there?
Wow, has it been that long already? Jeez.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
been almost November, December.
okay,
5 to 6 months? Wow.
man, time just flies by.
I know. What have you been up to since then? I'm pretty sure there's been a lot of changes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There has been a lot of changes. I guess the last time we were talking, I guess work-wise or career-wise, um, and I'm a real estate agent here in Houston, and the last time we were talking, I was part of this really big team here in the Houston area, and since then I've actually decided to leave the team and kind of decided to go on my own and do my own route. So I switched offices. I switched from working way out in Cyprus, which is like a 45-minute drive for me, to working like 10 minutes away from my house. I actually work at a new office here in Houston, a Remax office called Remax Interloop, and we're like maybe 3 blocks away from the Toyota Center. So I guess that's what's new going on in my career. I'm kind of doing my own thing now. I'm not part of the team anymore. I guess maybe one of the long-term goals or whatever it might be that maybe perhaps I might start my own team in the future. Maybe have a couple of agents working for me maybe later on. So have an assistant, things of that nature. So that's what I got going on lately. I've been pretty busy with getting things started from there. Rebuilding my brand again since I was putting the brand of the team when I was over there. I was over there for about 3 years.
Mm.
So now it's just like rebranding myself as my own as an agent again and building my own business on the real estate side. So that's been keeping me busy lately. That's I guess kind of what's been going on lately with me on my career side. But I'm sure there's been lots of other changes, but that's all that's coming to my head right now. It was probably the biggest change on in my career for sure. So,
How long is that drive from Cyprus from your house?
oh, it was killer. It was about depending on traffic, anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, and then on the way back home, again depending on traffic, anywhere from you know 50 minutes to sometimes I sit in traffic for like an hour and a half ish. So it kind of
Wow.
varies a little bit. Yeah, it's horrible. It was a round trip from home to the office and from my office back home was 80 miles a day, and that doesn't even include meeting clients or driving clients around, showing them houses, or
Yeah.
going to properties. So just from my office back, that alone was 80 miles. So I was putting a lot of wear and tear on my car, and my car definitely showing that now. Because I got to go and get some tires replaced, and oil changes, and all that kind of good stuff.
Mm.
But yeah, man, it was a killer drive. So kind of glad that drive now it's only 10 minutes away, and I work literally 11 miles away from my house downtown. So it's pretty cool.
Wow, that's amazing. I asked because I just started working down in Seabrook, and that's like a 30-minute drive from my house, and
Yeah,
we pretty much live like, I'd say, what, like 5, 10 minutes from each other. We're not that far
right,
away.
right.
But
Yeah, about 5 minutes away.
yeah, and the drive down to Seabrook's not that bad because I my shift's from 2 to 10, so I rarely hit traffic going down there.
Mm,
And then coming back, I mean, I come back after 10, so there's like no traffic
right.
at all. Unless there's a big accident, then yeah, I'll probably stay there for a little while. That's why I always check that traffic app,
Hmm.
Sig Alert,
Right.
right before I leave the house, or like I try not to. I rarely use my phone when I'm driving. I'm not supposed to, but I
Yeah.
always check it before I take off, and then when I get out of work, same thing. Just check it,
Hmm.
make sure I don't have to take any detours or take the feeder or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's
It's
been
bad for
great.
drive.
It's been great.
Good.
Um,
Good.
is there anything
Yeah.
else? What were you gonna say?
So what was that?
Is there anything else that you're currently working on right now besides the whole real estate thing? Like on the side, maybe anything else that you might be doing on the side, like
Yeah.
picking up a sport or anything
Yeah.
in particular?
I guess other than that, um, I haven't really launched or even started yet. But I guess related to real estate, I want to start. Actually want to start another. I want to start an online company for marketing. Actually, marketing for people in the real estate industry, so like
Mm-hmm.
realtors and maybe people who are in the mortgage industry, and also maybe title companies or insurance companies. They're all real estate related. Um, Basically, want to start an online marketing company to kind of help them grow their business as far as their social media reach and their online presence. So that's something I want to work on pretty soon. Maybe get that started and running within the next few months. Where I want to hire basically a international team to kind of do all the legwork for me. By international team, I just mean like a couple of online virtual assistants from like from other countries that I could kind of contract on the low end side, and then have them producing great quality work, and then sell that work or that service to to other people here, and whether it's in Houston or anywhere else in the world, really doesn't really matter where the client's located, but. Um, that's one thing I want to work on. I mean, I think it'll be great. I'm all about creating, some type of alternative income or passive income. That's one thing I really want to focus on. Is doing that. That way, I always want to have multiple sources of income. That's one of my goals to have. Now that I'm kind of getting a little bit older now, is to creating a passive income where it kind of meets and exceeds my bills. That way, I can kind of really focus on what I want to do in life, and just focus on my passions, and really not have to worry about money. So yeah, I mean, it's a completely different mindset shift when you think about stuff like that. But it's all about just creating value and providing somebody with a service and then paying you for it. So and the best way to do that is to delegate that service to other people to do the work for you, and you basically just kind of be you basically just run the business. So you're a business owner, not a business employee. You're not an employee of your own business, basically, which is what I'm doing now in real
Mm-hmm.
estate. Yes, I do have my own little, quote unquote business, but I'm also an employee of my own business. So without me, my business will go extinct. But creating an online business where I have a team that could run itself, you're talking about creating something that literally could run itself and requires maybe, minimum work from you on your end, where my goal is to create this company, where I'm working maybe less than 10 hours a week in that, in that project, in that little online marketing company I want to create there.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, it's a completely different mindset shift, from an entrepreneur aspect. So that's something I want to work on, a little project here. I haven't really got started on it yet, but I do have like the business plan laid out. I kind of have a really good idea how I want the pricing structure and everything like that to work. So that's something I definitely one of my goals I want to have completed. Like I definitely want to have the company running and launch and everything probably within the next 6 months, hopefully even less than that. So that's one other project I guess I'm excited about or working on.
Speaking of projects, can you give us an update on the Texas Startup Podcast? I know you've been very, very busy and haven't had a chance to actually keep up with it.
Yeah, I know. I think last time we were talking on a previous podcast together with you and I was just like in the middle of running it. Now with the Texas Startup Podcast, I kind of put it on hold. Again, ever since I started, ever since I left my old company, my old team where I was working at before, now that I'm kind of doing my own thing, I kind of just really started focusing more or less on that. So I haven't put out any new content on the Texas Startup Podcast lately. I think the last episode I released may have been, I believe it was towards the end of December or maybe even beginning of January of this year. I don't remember the exact date, but it's been a good while. It's been a good while since I released content on there. I probably do plan on eventually maybe bringing the show back in the future and doing a couple more episodes. But as of now, it's kind of been put on hold. I know I've had a couple of people ask me, like, hey, what happened? All of a sudden, the show just went, just went dead. No more content was coming out. Like, yeah, I thought, I recently just put a little post on our Facebook fan page of what's going on. I sent an email to all of my listeners that are on my email list. So that's something that's kind of just been put on hold for a little bit now. But the show overall was fun. I mean, I got a lot of lot of cool feedback from it, and I've definitely met a lot of cool local entrepreneurs that are here in Houston and in Texas in general. So it was definitely a fun project. I definitely didn't make any money at it at all. You know, I actually put in way more money than I should have into it, starting it. But it was fun. It was a fun little project, and I'll be planning on bringing it back to life here. I would say hopefully within the next few months or so.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, we get really busy at times. Same for us, for the paper. I mean, I really haven't gotten back on track since I started working in, what was it, February. I really haven't just had time to go down to school and record, so I've just been doing interviews over the phone as much as I can because I'm just so busy.
Right, right,
Especially with the training that I went through. I think it was like 3 weeks of worth of training, and where they train us on all three different shifts: morning shift, evening shift, and night shift. So
right,
it gets pretty crazy up until you get your permanent schedule, and I was still kind of floating around
right.
as far as my days off, and I finally got my days off, Sundays and Mondays, which is not that bad when you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just started getting back on track with this. What was, I think it was the last episode I did with Ken Shamrock over the phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. That's a cool episode. I actually heard that episode the other day as well. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty much like almost a month in the making. I had been trying to schedule an interview and then rescheduling and then scheduling again, and it was just on and off, on and off.
Yeah.
It was mostly
Uh,
on my part, a little bit on his part too because he was busy doing other things.
right.
But I finally managed to track him down and get him on the show, and it was a pretty good interview, pretty solid.
Yeah, no, that was cool. That was definitely a cool interview. It was pretty interesting listening to his background, to his story, and you know, it's pretty amazing that he's actually still fighting. I know he has that fight coming up with Kimbo's Flight pretty soon here. So, especially for being his age, I was like, wow, I can't believe, you know, he's still in the game. So that's pretty amazing.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you and I pretty much grew up on watching wrestling in
Right,
in the late '90s, and he was one of the few that I came up with watching on TV. You know,
right,
Monday Night Raw and SmackDown and all those programs.
right,
And it's just, I don't know, just to see him fighting nowadays at his age, like you said, it's amazing.
right. Yeah,
Cause
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
like I told him, you know, most athletes by age 50, even by like their late 30s, 40s, they're pretty much done.
right.
But to see a guy like him at his age, at 51, it's I don't know, it's mind blowing.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's fun, bro. That's pretty crazy. I hope when I reach his age, I'll still be in that kind of shape. So that's cool.
I know that's it's something to look forward to. Just have to maintain a strict diet over the years.
Yeah, which is not easy to do, man. When you live here in Houston, Houston has such a diverse culture as far as, you know, when it comes to food and stuff. There's it's kind of hard to keep a good diet here. Houston's probably like one of the hardest cities to keep a good diet because, I mean, we have so much different foods and styles, and definitely more than a lot of other cities I've been to. So it's a little tough. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You know, knowing that you work so close to downtown, we have a lot of events coming up, man. Over the
Yeah,
next, I'd say, for the next month, starting in May, we have like a lot of events coming up.
yeah, yeah,
Some
yeah.
of which I'm gonna be able to attend to, and some that I'm not gonna be able to attend to. We have, um, there's that Canelo fight that we're going to.
Oh, that's right. When is that actually?
That should be the week after the Mayweather Pacquiao fight, which is I
Oh,
think
wow.
May
Okay.
9th.
Okay. Man, I can't believe that's coming up already.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah, with summer around the corner, there's lots of stuff going on here in Houston, event wise.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Today actually marks the 50th year anniversary for the Astrodome, and they're having like a little public thing actually at the Astrodome today. Which I'm gonna be going to with a couple of friends, actually with my cousins. We're gonna be going to the Astrodome. And they're gonna be giving us like a little tour something that they haven't done in like I don't know years, and then give the public a tour and have some like music and prizes and stuff to do like only for 2 hours. I believe it's from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Today. So if you're listening to this podcast in the future, it's already passed, but I'm gonna go check it out. It seems like a really cool opportunity. I definitely haven't been at the Astrodome since I was a kid. I remember going to I remember seeing the Astros playing there actually before they moved to Minute Maid Stadium, which was I believe in 1999 if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that should be pretty cool. That should be definitely really interesting to check out the Astrodome. Probably the last time I'll ever get to see it before they either demolish it or turn it into something else. So that'd be a cool opportunity because there's lots of history there for sure.
Yeah, you mentioned seeing the Astros there. I also saw them. I barely remember watching them play. This must have been, um, I'd say mid '90s, as early
Yeah,
as 1995, maybe '96.
yeah,
And I remember having one of those flag banners with the old with the logo that we're using at the time.
yeah,
And other than that, I only really went to the Astrodome for Monster Jam. That was pretty much it.
yeah, yeah.
I would go. I mean, I was on a roll. I would go since I was like 3, 4. We would
Uh,
go every year, and then once they built Reliance Stadium and they stopped using the Astrodome, we pretty much stopped going. I'd say maybe about 1 or 2 times we've been to Monster Jam at Reliant,
right,
but I mean, obviously you had the rodeo there, and
right.
you have all these. They had WrestleMania at the Astrodome,
That's right.
which is
Yeah,
pretty
that's a
awesome. That
sold out
was
event.
when it was
Yeah,
at the height of its popularity,
yeah, yeah, for sure. Um,
and
mm,
just to hear that they're still debating on whether they're gonna demolish it or renovate it. It's a back and forth. It's been like that for years, and we still yet.
yeah, I don't think they've actually made an actual decision on what's going to actually happen to it. So kind of crazy, but definitely lots of history there. I mean, it was the world's first dome stadium. I mean, there's lots of history there. It was also the first stadium to have turf. Um, fake grass that we see nowadays. In every single football stadium, every single baseball stadium, pretty much. That grass, that turf, which is actually called AstroTurf, was actually created there at the Astrodome.
Wow.
That was done there. The first animated scoreboard ever in the world was there at the Astrodome. So there's a lot of cool history there. My parents, their first date was at the Astrodome. They went to go
Wow.
see a Houston Oilers game, and that's where they had their first date. So I mean, it's crazy. It's a lot of history there.
Yeah, especially when you have venues like the Astrodome, and then you have places like Astroworld, which is like right across the street, which is no longer there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's you do remember the times that you used to go to Astroworld and get on the rides and this and that.
oh, yeah,
You look back, it was a lot of fun. It's a shame that they had to tear it all down.
yeah. Yeah, hopefully they put something else in its place one day. Another little amusement park like that. Yeah, Astroworld was fun, man. I remember before they closed down Astroworld, I specifically went on every single ride, well, at least every single like roller coaster or thrill ride before they closed it. So fortunately, I got to experience all the rides before they closed it down. So that was pretty neat. I was a little bit of a thrill seeker back then. Even though I was a little kid, so I literally got on every single roller coaster ride there was. That was still open, so that was fun. But yeah, man, definitely lots of memories. Like you were saying, there's lots of events coming up in Houston, downtown. I know Free Press Fest is coming up in June, which is coming up here pretty soon, and they're gonna have a bunch of artists. That's always fun. I went last year for the first time, and it's a 2-day event. Basically just a 2-day long music festival, and they have all kinds of artists. They have rock, alternative, rap, electronic music, EDM. I mean, you name it, it's all there, and it's fun, man. It's a cool crowd. Everyone's just all about having fun, cool vibes, and definitely recommend checking it out. So that's a fun one. I actually already bought my tickets, so I'll be there this year. They're a little pricey. Tickets now are going to cost you about $200, but definitely worth it.
Yeah, you have the Mayweather Pacquiao fight coming up on May 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
The Canelo Kirkman on May 9th. That's like
Mm-hmm.
back to back.
Yeah,
Let's see, what else do we have? You have just a whole bunch of concerts coming up.
yeah, yeah.
Um, you have the band Rush. They're gonna come, which they're pretty much dubbing as their last major world tour.
Mm-hmm.
That's the week of my graduation.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go catch them. Hopefully, I really don't want to see them go, but it's gonna be a good show.
Yeah.
And that same week that, like I said, same week of my graduation, they have Slash's band playing at the House of Blues later that night.
Oh, nice.
With they have Fozzy opening the show.
Oh, cool.
I'm trying to get tickets to go to that show. Apparently they don't have any available. They only have like about one or two that are on resale,
Mm-hmm.
which can get pretty pricey when you add it up at the end.
Right.
But I'm waiting on that, see if I'm gonna end up going or not. But and then you have Comic Palooza coming up too.
Yeah.
I'll be going that day after my graduation.
Oh, wow.
I
Yeah.
went I went last year and it was, I wish I could have stayed there for the whole day. I just went and got pictures and left.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
this year I'm gonna get my pictures and try to look around, see if I can, is there anything that interests me that I want to buy or stuff like that.
Right.
I used to be a big comic book uh, nerd growing up,
Nice. Nice.
and
Yeah, I've never been to Comic Palooza, but that sounds like fun.
oh yeah, yeah, you have a lot of, mainly the wrestlers that are coming through. All these WWE Hall of Famers. It's amazing,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and
Sounds pretty cool.
yeah, you have just a whole bunch of other shows that I've bought tickets for. All these classic bands. Van Halen. I just bought tickets to go see Van Halen in September.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've been seeing the billboards for Van Halen all around town.
Yeah,
That's pretty
they're
cool.
they're coming they're coming back through. I
Mm-hmm.
saw them about 3 years ago. It was the summer 2012, and they were pretty. A lot of people complain about David Lee Roth, the singer,
Right.
that he doesn't sing, but I mean he's always been like that. He's known for being a showman. He's not known for his like really good vocals or anything like that.
Right. Right.
But it's anytime you get a chance to see your favorite bands, whether it's rock bands or rap groups or whatever it may be, just go check them out because you never know if they're
Yeah.
gonna come back or not.
Yeah.
I learned
Yeah. Not
that.
only that, it's just I mean I guess the feeling you get when you're there is like there's nothing like seeing one of your favorite artists in person rather than just listening to them in person. Or I'm sorry, listening to them like over your speakers or over your headphones. It's a different experience. I mean, you definitely feel connected with the crowd. It's kind of unexplainable. I mean, it's kind of almost euphoric in a way, where you feel like you're connected with everyone there, and everyone's there having a good time. So, uh, definitely recommend it if you haven't been to any concert before. Check out your favorite band or artist in person because it's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it varies too because it's much different if you go see a band perform at the Woodlands at the Pavilion compared
Mm,
to going to see them at either the House of Blues or the Bayou Music Center, which is they're much more intimate venues.
right.
And I've had the chance to I've managed to get down to the front row for three, maybe three shows, two at the Bayou Music Center and one at
Mm,
the House of Blues. For Bayou Music
right.
Center, it was pretty much back to back. It was that first time we went to go see Slayer together that I had an extra ticket,
All right.
and that was insane. We were like right in the front row.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
And then a month
um,
later, what? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And then a month later, I went to go see Megadeth at the same venue. Pretty much the same spot we were standing in for Slayer.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that was pretty intense. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why. And when I go to shows like that, I'd rather just stay a little bit to the side, not necessarily in the middle,
Hmm.
because I've seen what happens.
Yeah.
You know, the last show I went to was back in December. I might have been December 2nd,
Hmm.
March, April. Yeah, about 4 months ago. I went to go see Fozzy at the Scout Bar down over
Okay.
in
Cool.
by where I work.
Cool. Yeah.
Close, close. And it was the same deal, front row, and um, it was just amazing. I stayed for, I guess there was a total of 4 or 5 bands playing,
Hmm.
and I stayed for the first maybe 2, 3 bands before they went on,
Yeah.
and then after they were finished, I took off because it was getting pretty late.
Yeah.
There was still like one more band playing, but I figured, okay, I came to see who I wanted to see, and that's it.
Right.
I won the tickets, so
Oh, nice. Yeah, just spending money there.
it was a last minute thing, and I ended up going by myself. It's not the first time I've gone to a show by myself,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of fun. I
Yeah.
I I really do enjoy those intimate venues more than the pavilion. Not bashing the pavilion, but
Yeah.
it's much more. I don't know. To me,
You're
it's
more.
much more. It's better.
Yeah, you're more connected with the artist because it's more you're more close. There's less of a crowd there, so
Hmm.
yeah, it's cool. I like the smaller venues. One
Yeah.
thing I've been kind of getting into lately is music wise, it's kind of like electronic music or EDM they call it.
Mm.
That's fun. Like I just like I like I guess the crowd and the environment. Usually for these big EDM music festivals, I'm actually going to one next Saturday. Actually, I'm actually going to Dallas with a couple of friends, and it's a 1 day music festival called Something Wonderful, and it's a sister company or sister event to what's called Something Wicked, like something that they've been doing here in Houston like the past couple of years during Halloween. So this was like a different version of that festival, but it's during the summer instead of during the Halloween time. But it should be cool. I mean, they have some pretty big artists. I just like again going back to the whole vibes and everything. I just like the people that are there are just fun, free spirited. It's just it's weird, It's feel like when you go in there, you feel like you could just make friends with literally the entire crowd. So it's kind of cool. Um, but um, but yeah, it's fun. I like going to all types of concerts and shows. I'm into all types of music, so it's kind of cool seeing what different genres offer and different types of different types of feel you get from different types of genres. Because there's definitely different moods or so that you can get out of different genres of music there. So it's cool, man. It's fun. Definitely enjoy going to shows. So it's a lot of fun there.
Before we wrap up, any future plans that you have other than what what you told us before about your career and stuff like that?
Besides going on with the career, nothing I could specifically think of. I mean, I have goals and stuff that I want to hit, but
Mm-hmm.
most of them kind of covered, I guess, the big ones there, just career-wise and starting the online marketing company, stuff like that. So that's pretty much the big goals I have, at least for this year. Um, but no, man, I think we covered a pretty good amount so far. So it's been good. It's been awesome being on the show again.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, this is we're pretty much winding down on our final semester here, and
Yeah,
we're trying to squeeze in as much shows as we can. I mean, we still haven't come to a final conclusion as to whether the show will continue without us or not.
right.
But even if it does, I mean, it's gonna it's gonna benefit the school a lot because
Yeah,
we got a major we had a major presence with the whole graduation fiasco that happened a couple weeks ago, where
right.
they changed the date of the graduation and it was all over the news and this and that.
Yeah.
and we received a ton of feedback on her. Even the University of Houston downtown posted our link to
So nice.
the episode on their Facebook page, and it generated a lot of attention.
Yeah. Cool.
And it was mostly, it was, I'd say most of it was negative, but it was mainly towards the fact that they changed the date of graduation. You
Right.
know,
Yeah, I would imagine a lot of people would be upset about that.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to hold a graduation on a Friday
Uh,
at 3 p.m. and that's generally you'd have to be at the venue at by noon. It
right.
just doesn't make sense. People are working, people are at school,
Right.
and it makes better sense if you have it on a Saturday morning as they intended to in the first place.
Right.
But it's to see that it got that much attention. You know, it's something that we really have to discuss with the administration of school.
Right.
See where they if what they want to do with this podcast, and if they do decide that they want to continue,
Uh,
that's that's awesome.
right.
It's amazing. You know, what started as a little project between the editor and I turned into this thing, this thing now.
Right.
It's amazing. But I do plan on starting my own podcast in the future after graduation. There's just
Oh, cool.
so many things right now that are in the way with work and school
Right.
that I can only do so many things. But I really do plan on starting my own afterwards. Kind of like a hangout type of podcast.
Right.
You know, kind of like what Robert Garza from the Pursuit podcast does with his.
Right.
It'll just be more, I guess, when we have the time. You know, I really want to have you on the show, and then have our good friends Adrian Rocha and Brian Salazar, and just
Right.
about anybody that we can get.
Right.
I don't plan on it being like a weekly thing because I know people are very busy.
Yeah.
Just kind of a thing where when we'll get together, you know, we go watch the fights or something like that,
Right.
and so that way it can be a little bit more relaxed, and you know, we're not rushing to get something out, and oh, I can't make it this week or this or that.
Right. Right.
But it's something that I really want to invest in the future,
Yeah.
and if I don't end up buying off my equipment for the Dateline Downtown podcast, I'm gonna invest in my own equipment anyway. So
Right.
it's something I have planned down the road. Other than getting back into music, playing guitar, bass, drums, uh, starting jujitsu, something that I really want to do, that I've been wanting to do
Yeah.
for years. I know our good friends. You know, we have good friends that do jujitsu
Hmm.
and are very consistent with it.
Yeah, man, it's fun. I mean, I did it for a year, kind of fell off it for a little bit, and I want to eventually get back into it again. But yeah, man, it's fun.
Oh yeah,
Although
yeah, absolutely.
people that you meet there, and just the sport itself, it's a lot of fun. Not only that, I guess you're of course you're learning self-defense, and but you're also man, you're also just relieving a lot of stress, you know, from just overall life and work and everything like that. So, you know, when you leave jiu-jitsu, it's almost like you feel like you just left a yoga session. So it's kind of nice, man. It's definitely fun. I would literally recommend jiu-jitsu pretty much to anyone, like to anyone and everyone, because anyone could do it. It's an easy sport. Doesn't matter how young you are, how old you are, young, small, big, little, whatever. And anyone can learn jiu-jitsu. I mean, we have people of all ages and all sizes out there. So it's a cool sport, man. It's fun. I know people there who lost a lot of weight doing it. There's a lot of people whose lives have definitely transformed from it. So it's you know, it's almost more than just a sport. It's like you know, being with like creating another little family kind of thing. So it's cool, man. It's a lot of fun. I would definitely recommend everyone checking it out. And you know, most people or most jiu-jitsu places here in Houston, or really anywhere, offer a free introductory class. If anyone can kind of just go and check out, do one or two classes for free. So if it's something you want to just try out for fun and just check it out whether or not you like it, schools here in Houston that will host you for a free session. So it's cool. I'll definitely recommend it.
Randy, where can people find you online?
People can find me online. You can shoot me a tweet on Twitter at one Randy Canales on Twitter. If you want to hit me up on Facebook, it's just my facebook.com/Canales Randy, just my first and last name reverse, basically. So facebook.com/Canales Randy. If you want to shoot me that's actually my personal Facebook page or personal Facebook profile, whatever. So if you want to add me there, feel free to do so. And if you want to shoot me an email, it's just randy@randycanales.com. If you have any questions about anything we talked about today, business-wise, real estate-wise, career-wise, anything, feel free to hit me up and be glad to answer any questions.
Randy, it was a pleasure having you return to the show again.
Awesome.
Always interesting, and I wish you nothing but the best in the future. I know we're always in touch pretty much every day.
Yeah, awesome. No, I appreciate that. Thanks for bringing me on, and look forward to another episode here in the future.
And if you don't come back on the show, you can always come on my show, which has yet to start.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
It'll be out there and for all the people to check out. So anyway, Randy, thanks again for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure.
Cool, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for letting me come on.
All right, we'll stay in touch.
All right, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
There you have it, folks. My good friend Randy Canales returning to the show. Again, all his information that he gave out, you can hit him up. If you're looking for a home, if you're looking to rent, if you're looking for anything in particular, you can pretty much hit him up. He's very approachable and has a ton of knowledge on real estate, advice on life, fitness, just about anything in particular. I mean, I've known Randy since I was in 6th grade. It must have been since 2004, so I've known him for the better part of 11 years. And it's amazing how he's come a long way since then. Graduating from high school and jumping into real estate right away. It's amazing to see what your friends have accomplished since graduating from high school and the plans and goals that they have going down the road. So again, this has been another episode of the Dateline Downtown podcast. Remember, go check out our webpage, datelinedowntown.com. There you'll find links to the podcast, the Facebook page, Dateline Downtown. Follow us on Twitter at the Dateline. Subscribe on our YouTube channel, Dateline Downtown. There you'll find all the previous episodes of the podcast. Episodes Ken Shamrock, SGA President John Locke. Find our good friend Randy Canales previous episode as well. So thanks again for tuning in, guys, and